LCISD, 8th grade, Unit 7, Scatterplots and Line of Best Fit, Test Answer Sheet. Scatterplots and Line of Best Fit Test. Number 1, Chang wants to know if he is improvising his skill on the cello. He created a scatterplot and drew a line of best fit. The number of mistakes played times practicing in hours. If he uses the point 2 and 8 and 5 and 1.5 from his line, which equation would best represent the line of best fit? Number 2, the graph below shows the relationship between the distance in miles a delivery truck traveled and the number of hours each delivery took. We have the number of hours here, distance in miles. Which of the two given points would be the best to use to calculate the line of best fit? Number 3, Jared collected data on the ages and heights of a random sample of elementary school students. If he plots the data on a scatter plot, what relationship will he most likely see between age and height? A, negative correlation, B, no correlation, C, positive correlation, D, constant correlation. Number 4, the graph shows the weight of dogs and the time it took the same dogs to complete an agility course in seconds. Which shows the line of best fit for the data? You have the seconds and then weight in pounds. Number 5, which graph represents a positive correlation? Number 6, the scatter plot below shows the average yearly consumption of bottled water by people in the United States starting in 1990. You have gallons of bottled water per person and then the year range. Use the line of best fit, predict the average consumption of bottled water in the year 2000. These are all in gallons. 7, Mr. Ban made a graph to represent the time his students spent studying for their test and their actual test score. Which is the correct equation for the line of best fit? You have the test scores in percent and the hours of study. Number 8, which relationship is shown by this scatter plot? A, as the cost goes down, the number sold goes down. B, as the cost goes up, the number sold goes down. C, as the cost goes down, the number sold remains the same. D, there is no relationship between the cost and the number sold. You have the number of new gym memberships sold and the cost of the gym membership. Number 9, which scatter plot best represents the data given in the table? You have the flame length and the fire speed in miles per hour. Fire speed and flame length in feet. 10, given in the table and scatter plot are the samplings of average annual temperatures collected at different elevations in the United States. Pick 2 points from the line of best fit. Determine the equation for the line of best fit. Y equals mx plus b. You have the elevation in meters, the average annual temperature. There's your answer choices. M equals B equals equation. 11, which graph represents the correlation of its given situation correctly? The amount of dog food purchased, the size of the dog, the number of tourists flying to Hawaii, cost of a plane ticket, the number of people going swimming, temperature, the amount of clothing sold, the number of customers at the clothing store. 12, the following data table and scatter plot represent the number of negative customer reviews for a given model of cell phone and the total number of the same cell phone model that were sold. Answer the following questions, true or false. You have the number of consumer negative reviews, the number of cell phones sold in the thousands, the number of cell phones sold in the thousands, and the number of negative consumer reviews. A, points 37 and 890 and 98 and 505 are on the line of best fit. B. The scatter plot represents a negative correlation. True or false? C. It's reasonable to predict that if there are 75 negative reviews, the number of cell phones sold of that same model will be close to 600,000. True or false? 13. The table below shows how much water Nuria drinks and the average temperature for that day. A. Make a scatter plot for the given data table. And B. What is the correlation? You have the temperature in Fahrenheit and the water consumed in a day in ounces. 14. Identify the data set as having a positive, a negative, or no correlation. A. The distance driven and the amount of gas in the gas tank. B. The size of your dog and the number of times you take it to the vet. C. The amount of time a candle burns and the amount of wax on the candle. D. The amount of time I pay attention in class and my grades. E. The number of apps downloaded to your phone and the amount of memory available on your phone. F. A person's age and the number of pets that person has. G. A boy's height and the ability to play an instrument.